Without having enough resources out in our community to treat mental illness, the jails have become de facto mental health institutions.
As I tell people, if they're in our jail and let's say that they've got a toothache, well, our staff will take them to the dentist or they'll get that tooth looked at. If they have a stomach ache or the flu, we've got a process for that. But their mental health issues, we're not equipped to help with that.
What we see is a lot of people that are charged with criminal trespass. And because they are found incompetent to stand trial, they can't go to court. So what do they do with them? So they put them on a waiting list to go to the state hospitals. Every county jail in the state are waiting to go to the state hospital because there's so many limited beds.
All over the state of Texas, there's only 3,000 beds available. So the only other place for them is to be in the jail.
This state has gone through a metamorphosis over many decades where we don't have the mental health facilities available to us like they once were. We all suffer from long wait times for mental health competency restoration and these types of things. So we're forced to have to address these issues in our jails ourselves now. And it's an issue that it's not going to go away. You're going to be confronted with it.
Many say that the jail is the largest mental health facility in their county. We operate as a hospital and we operate as a mental health facility because of the need. That 40% of our population that has a designation of some kind of mental health.
We found ourselves, really having to adjust a lot with these folks, when we're receiving them. They can be violent, they can be suicidal, and that creates a lot of concerns, trying to properly manage them while we've got them, and to maintain that core responsibility of care, custody, and control of these individuals until they are legally or lawfully, released from our custody.
In many ways, having the mentally ill warehoused in a jail serves a purpose to the public. In one stance, they don't want the person hanging around their QT or racetrack gas station. It's better to be tucked away in a jail, out of sight, out of mind. But what that means to that county and that taxpayer is that you are choosing to treat severe and persistent mental illness in a very expensive setting that was never designed for the treatment of mentally ill.
We used to have insane asylums back in the 50s and 60s. They were deemed inhumane, and they were closed down without an effective plan of how those issues are going to be dealt with out in the community.
The lack of community resources to address that as a healthcare problem means that the responding officers have no choice in many cases but to make an arrest. And so those people find themselves in jail, and unfortunately they also stay in jail longer because they struggle to participate in their defense or to effectively communicate with the courts and with their attorneys. And so it's a real problem. And I think we have to find a way to make access to mental health care more accessible.